Let's talk about something we all love to hate, compliance training. But what if we could take it from a total chore you just have to get through and turn it into a genuinely strategic tool that actually, protects your company? Be honest. You've done it, I've done it, we've all been there. That little notification pops up and your only goal is to click next, next, next as fast as humanly possible just to get that little check mark. But here's the thing. What if that mindless clicking is actually leaving your organization wide open to some really massive risks? And this right here gets to the absolute heart of the problem. A compliance mistake made by a financial controller could literally trigger legal action, a huge data breach, or massive financial damage. The same mistake from an office assistant? Well, the impact is probably way more contained. So it begs the question, why on earth are we forcing them to take the exact same training? And that brings us to this big, flawed tradition, the one-size-fits-all approach to training. It's how so many companies do it, but honestly, it's not just ineffective, it's kind of dangerous. I mean, just look at the numbers. A staggering 65% of companies still don't customize their compliance training. Think about that. That's almost 2/3 of organizations just sending out the same generic stuff to every single person, from the CEO to a brand new intern, and basically just crossing their fingers and hoping it works. And here's what happens next. It's totally predictable. When the training has nothing to do with your actual job, you just tune out. You see it as a complete waste of time, you forget everything the second it's over, and those real day-to-day risks you face, they go completely unaddressed. Okay, so how do we actually fix this mess? Well, it all starts with pinpointing your high-risk roles. You've got to accept that not all risks are created equal, and neither are the people who are supposed to be managing them. This table breaks it down perfectly. You've got your finance folks on the front lines, fighting things like fraud and bribery. HR is juggling all this super sensitive employee data. IT is the wall protecting you from data breaches. And the sales team is out there navigating really tricky anti-corruption laws. Each of these teams faces unique, high-stakes problems that a generic training module just isn't going to touch. And finding these roles isn't just a guessing game, it's a real strategy. First, you figure out who can actually cause or prevent a major disaster. Then, you go talk to the managers, the people on the ground who know what the real challenges are. And finally, you look at the data. What do your past audits and incident reports tell you? That's where you'll find the weak spots. All right, so once you've found those high-risk roles, this is where the magic really happens. This is where Taylor Training steps in as the hero of the story. And believe me, the payoff is real and it's measurable. First off, look at the impact on learning. It turns out when training is actually relevant to someone's job, they pay attention. And because they're engaged, knowledge retention jumps by 25%. People actually remember this stuff because they can see how it applies to what they do every day. And that better retention leads directly to this incredible result, a 30% drop in actual compliance breaches. That means fewer mistakes, fewer fines, and less damage to your reputation. So this isn't just about making training less boring, it's about actively and effectively reducing your real-world risk. And this is exactly why the whole industry is shifting. That old, tired, one-size-fits-all model, it's on its way out. The new gold standard, the smart way to do things, is this risk-based approach that puts your time and energy where the danger is actually the greatest. So we know why it works so well, but how do you actually do it? Let's get practical and break down how to design and deliver training that has a real impact. It's really a 4-step playbook. First, you map the specific rules to the right people. Anti-money laundering training goes to finance, data privacy goes to HR. Simple. Second, you use realistic scenarios. Your sales team needs to practice navigating a potential bribery situation, not some abstract ethical puzzle. Third, adjust the language. Don't hit your marketing team with dense legal jargon. And finally, build custom learning paths so everyone gets exactly the training they need and nothing they don't. And remember, how you deliver the training is just as important as the content. You've got to mix it up. Use some e-learning, some live workshops. For those high-risk roles, you need regular refreshers, not just a once-a-year thing. Make it active and engaging with simulations and role-playing. And critically, you have to reinforce it all the time with follow-ups from managers. Now, when you put all of these pieces together, the result is so much bigger than just better training. You actually start to build a smarter, more resilient company culture. You're moving way, way beyond just checking a box. This quote just nails it. You're empowering your employees. They aren't just being told the rules anymore, they're actively looking for and mitigating risks themselves. At that point, compliance stops being this annoying mandate from on high, and it becomes a shared value that everybody in the organization actually owns. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Forget about that generic annual training for a minute. What is the single biggest, most specific compliance risk that you personally face in your job every single day? Because answering that question, that's the real first step to building a defense that actually works.